And you're welcome here. Might be our final segment as we talk books inside of Book Chat. Now, our book of the week was written by author and poet Chimaobi Agwuv. The title is A Harvest of Life. He has joined us here today on the show for a discussion about this collection of poetry. It's so good to have you here, Mr. Chimaobi.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, let me say something about this picture here. Huh?
Yeah.
This was a very, very, very long time ago, wasn't it? But
yeah.
you look the same, but you know that's a very interesting picture.
Yes,
Caught my attention.
Yeah.
Good to have you here, sir.
Thank you so much.
Now, your book, A Harvest of Life. I've read through some of the poetry. I have so much to say. I like to fancy myself a poet on the sideline. Sometimes I write, but I don't know what to call mine, so I'm just going to leave it aside. Maybe after I'm going to give you a sample and then you tell me what it is.
Okay.
Well, great collection that you have here, A Harvest of Life. Is this what you do on a regular? Are you a thespian or something?
Well, let's just say I'm passionate about literary works. I love poetry. I love novels. So sometimes at my leisure, I write. Sometimes I just have the notion and I just get to writing down, and after writing I collect them together. So I don't do them full time. It's just something I'm very passionate about.
Wow. So this is one of many to come,
Yes.
and they're mostly leisure work, like you said. I found them very interesting, some of them, and very broad, let me say. Broad in the sense that it wasn't restricted to, when you think about Nigerian poets, they're always about the cassava tree and how it leads, as it, very relative. But you talk about autumn in some of your work. You talk about, it's very diverse. It crosses the cultures and all of that. Is there a particular reason why you chose to be that diverse?
Well, I read very widely. When I was in university, there's something I used to do. I call it just wide reading. Sometimes I just get into the library, blindfoldedly go into any section of the library, just pick up a book and start reading. And the reason why I do that is to widen my horizon, to learn things about the world, not just about my environment. And so that is why some of the things I write here are not just about Nigeria. And besides, I've also traveled out of the country. I travel widely, and I've witnessed other cultures, other environments, and so that gives me an idea of what to write here.
Which is your best one? I've got my best one open here, and I'm going to read it in the way that I think you wrote it. But I want to know what your best one was, first of all. What was it?
It's difficult for me picking my best one out of all these, but I think one of the ones I fancy most is Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Because it's about that's poem number 5.
Poem number 5.
Yeah, because
Ethiopia is a place in Delta State, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, and there's also the name of a river in Delta State.
That
River
is true.
Ethiopia.
That is true. In fact, I think I was there about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, great.
Yeah, close to Agwu in after Sapele.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah, you're very correct. Yeah, you got it right.
So let's hear this one. If you don't mind, if you can do a rendition of it for us, let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Okay, let me read it out.
All right.
Ethiopia. Serene and lunar, here in good land Delta, the stream runs quiet and peaceful. Ethiopia, from the land to the sea restful. The river we all drank without disputes, warm in summer, never drying. You can see the lilies and the hyacinths lying, here and there a flat bed of greenery. Alluring gas nurtured all green in scenery, aquatic harbinger of repute. Underneath are the swimmers, fish, crustaceans, and all comers, while our boats glide smoothly across, catching fishes all alive, ferrying souls all across. Moonlight be it sunlight with flutes, 1,000 seasons, 1,000 harvests. Ethiopia, the quiet stream in all season forests. From the farmlands to the sea, watering the lands. Ethiopia, the benevolent stream, strengthening the lands. Okwe, Uriakpele, and Ohara, to you a tribute.
Wow, that is, it goes on actually, but I'm just going to stop you there because you went into very interesting geographical locations here on this one.
Yeah.
And it'll make people recall, if they are experienced in these parts of Nigeria, how beautiful these lands are.
Yeah.
And your poetry actually does that. It makes you introspect sometimes and also think about the little things that you never thought were relevant.
Yeah.
Is that a deliberate effort by you when you write?
Yeah, you said, you know, one thing about poets is that sometimes people refer to poets as analyzers. They do a lot of research into background information. And so like this poem on Ethiopia, for writing it, I had to do some background information. And my wife happened to come from Sapele.
Oh,
so when I was going I had to cross the Ethiopia River,
yes, exactly.
And that's where I got inspiration to write this. But I had to do some background information to find out facts about Ethiopia River. And one of the things I had to find out is where is the head of Ethiopia River. I had to ask questions, until I finally got the answer. And so that gave me an idea of the lands that Ethiopia waters and the benefits has brought to all the people of Delta, and that is what I try to pen down here.
Now this is very beautiful. How many poetry, how many poems do you have in the collection here?
Here we have 43.
43.
Yeah.
Okay, and this took you how long to put together?
Well, I would say to collect them together took me about a year, but writing took about 2-3 years.
2-3 years. Okay, and you still have more. That's coming,
I have more in the works, which I'm
very interesting.
to
Let's take a look at Nigerian poetry or the art of putting together very interesting words to form poetry. It's not restricted to just print. We also have spoken word. In fact, on Monday we had a very interesting little girl here who gave us a very beautiful a rendition of her work. I think I Am Nigerian, she called it. In Nigeria, is this something that is encouraged? Do you find people encouraging you to do more of this kind of work, or is it something you have to struggle through a challenge or anything?
The unfortunate thing is that there is no encouragement for novelists and for poets in this very country. But if you start writing poetry, you're going to die broke and hungry.
Oh,
and nobody going to, that's the unfortunate thing. But you remember, I remember when I was in primary school and in secondary school, reading novels, reading poetry was part of education. We're encouraged. I remember myself and my school friends, we had to compete on who is the first person to finish reading a novel or a book. But these days, there's nothing like that. And kids rather prefer to play games to watch the internet, and nobody reads. And if you write, nobody is going to buy. When I wrote this, I gave it to some of my friends. Oh, so you write, oh, very nice, very good, and it ends there. Nobody is going to take it. So the society does not encourage people to read.
Well, I hope that you're going to actually put these to word and then find a medium such as social media to push it, because that's where everybody's converging right now. If you can actually have them read out and have a social media account where people can visit. And this is me extending my services to you. Tell you what, sir, let's extend other service to you as well, because we have a very delicious meal prepared in the kitchen, which I'd like you to come taste from and tell us in poetic terms what you think about it.